Good evening, Dr. Kada.
Dr. Sushma. Hello, ma'am.
Hello. Good evening. Very good evening.
Ma'am, the program is online.
Chitkala, do count down 10, 9, 8 and then Nalini will take over.
Okay, ma'am.
चित्रकला, आपने समझ लिया ना कब नेशनल एंथम करना है, सरस्वती वंदना? मैं नेशनल एंथम बोलूंगी तब और सरस्वती वंदना बोलूंगी, उसके बाद सरस्वती वंदना स्टार्ट करिएगा.
We are going to start 3, 2, 1.
ना सरकार मेरी है, ना रौब मेरा है, मुझे तो एक छोटी सी बात पर गर्व है कि मैं हिंदुस्तान की हूँ और हिंदुस्तान मेरा है. आज 26 जनवरी 2023 को जब पूरा भारतवर्ष अपना 74वां गणतंत्र दिवस मना रहा है, तो देश के इस पावन पर्व की सांध्य बेला में मैं डॉक्टर नलिनी गर्ग अपने निवास स्थान से वेबिनार के थ्रू आप सबों का पुरजोर अभिनंदन, खैर मकदम, नमन, वंदन व स्वागत करती हूँ. मैं हनुमान हूँ, ये देश मेरा राम है. छाती चीर के देख लो, अंदर स्थित हिंदुस्तान है. जय हिंद, जय भारत.
जय हिंद, जय भारत.
जैसा कि आप सबको पता है कि 26 जनवरी 1950 को भारत में अपना खुद का हस्तलिखित संविधान लागू किया गया था. तब से प्रतिवर्ष 26 जनवरी के दिन हम सब भारतीय गणतंत्र दिवस के रूप में मनाते हैं 26 जनवरी को. तब से ही हमारा देश एक गणतांत्रिक देश माना जाता है, अर्थात जनता का तंत्र, मतलब कि जनता के लिए, जनता के बीच से और जनता द्वारा चुने गए प्रतिनिधियों का तंत्र ही गणतंत्र कहलाता है. आज सुबह देश की राजधानी दिल्ली में कर्तव्य पथ पर विजय चौक से होते हुए लाल किले तक एक विशाल परेड का आयोजन हुआ था, जिसमें विभिन्न राज्यों के तथा केंद्र शासित देश राज्यों की 23 झांकियों के साथ साथ भारत की तीनों सेनाएं, जल सेना, थल सेना तथा वायु सेना ने भाग लिया. 26 जनवरी के दिन सभी देशवासी मिलकर हमारे स्वतंत्रता सेनानियों को याद करते हैं तथा उन्हें श्रद्धांजलि अर्पित करते हैं. आज के इस पावन पर्व पर हमारी राष्ट्रपति महोदया श्रीमती द्रौपदी मुर्मू जी ने परेड के पहले झंडा फहराया और राष्ट्रगान अर्थात नेशनल एंथम गाया. तो आइए हम सब भी मिलकर राष्ट्रगान के लिए अपने स्थान पर खड़े हो जाएं.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता. पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल बंगा. विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्छल जलधि तरंगा. तव शुभ नामे जागे, तव शुभ आगे. गाहे तव जय गाथा, जनगण मंगल भारत भाग्य विधाता. जय हे
कृपया अपना स्थान ग्रहण करें। आज सलाम है उनको, आज सलाम है उनको जिनके कारण ये दिन आता है। खुश नसीब है वो माएं, खुश नसीब है वो माएं जिनके बच्चों का बलिदान इस देश के काम आता है। आज के दिन देश के वीर सिपाहियों को वीर चक्र, परमवीर चक्र तथा शौर्य चक्र जैसे अनेक को राष्ट्रीय सम्मान से सुसज्जित किया जाता है, तो आप लोग भी घबराएं नहीं और ओरेशन के तुरंत बाद अपना आसन जल्द छोड़ने के प्रयास में बिल्कुल न रहें, क्योंकि हमारी ऑब्स्टेट्रिशियन गायनेकोलॉजिस्ट जिन लोगों ने एनीमिया फ्री, एनीमिया मुक्त भारत पर कविता लेखन में हिस्सा लिया है, यहाँ पर जजेस उनमें से बेस्ट 5 के नाम पुकारेंगे, तो दिल थाम कर बैठिए, कहीं उनमें से एक नाम शायद आपका ही ना हो। कविता लेखन पर मुझे भी 4 पंक्तियां याद आ गईं। क्यों मरते हो यारों, क्यों मरते हो यारों सनम के लिए, ना पाओगे दुपट्टा कफन के लिए, मरना है तो मरो वतन के लिए, तिरंगा तो मिलेगा कम से कम कफन के लिए। जय हिंद। गणतंत्र दिवस की हार्दिक शुभकामनाएं। आज 26 जनवरी के साथ साथ बहुत ही पावन पर्व हमारा बसंत पंचमी भी है, जो बहुत शुभ दिन है। और हमारे बीच यहाँ एक महान हस्ती उपस्थित हैं, जिनका नाम लेते ही माँ सरस्वती का आशीर्वाद प्राप्त होता है। तो वो हैं हमारी डॉक्टर शारदा जैन मैम। आपने SGPGI से शिक्षा प्राप्त करने के बाद हम गायब हो गया।
मैडम इसको मत लगाना, मैडम इसको नहीं लगाना प्लीज।
हम में से ये तो मैडम लगा रहे, चित्रकला जी को भूलना होगा। हम में से बहुतों को भी शिक्षित किया है। अब लाइफ केयर सेंटर से भी मरीजों को लाभ देने के साथ साथ डॉक्टर्स के लिए तमाम पढ़ाई के प्रोग्राम्स का कोर्स कराना आप ही के सुविचार हैं। इसीलिए तो आपको टीचर ऑफ टीचर्स की उपाधि देना अतिशयोक्ति न होगी। सच कहूं तो NIGF की डिलीवरी भी आप ही के मार्गदर्शन से हुई है। मैडम, हमारी गुरुदेव, आपसे मेरा करबद्ध निवेदन है कि संक्षेप में आप अपने विचार इस सभा में हमारे सम्मुख रखें। डॉक्टर शारदा जैन प्लीज।
जैसे नलिनी ने कहा कि टुडे इज ए ऑसम डे। नॉट ओनली 26 जनवरी का दिन है, हमारे लिए, हर भारतीय के लिए उत्सव का दिन है, बसंत पंचमी है। और मेरे लिए बहुत ही सौभाग्य है कि मैं अपनी टीचर, अपनी मेंटर और अपनी एक दोस्त, all 3 in 1 बताएंगी जो कि एक गायनोकोलॉजिस्ट की क्या ड्यूटी है इस नेशन के लिए। जिन लोगों का PGI से रिश्ता रहा है, डे 1 से डे आखिरी तक रोज उन्होंने ये रिमाइंडर डॉक्टर कला से सीखा है। एक भी दिन ऐसा नहीं गया कि ये रिमाइंडर आपको किसी न किसी फॉर्म में नहीं मिला हो। I get emotional when I recall my days in PGI. मेरा पहला हफ्ता डॉक्टर कला और एक दूसरी और डॉक्टर थी, उनके केयर में बीता। पहला सिजेरियन मुझे डॉक्टर कला ने सिखाया और मेरी पहली क्लिनिकल मीटिंग भी डॉक्टर कला ने मॉडरेट की। और मैं जब तक PGI में रही, कभी भी ऐसा नहीं होता था कि जो इनके अंडर गाइडेंस में होते हैं उनसे ज्यादा डॉक्टर कला को आता था, हम लोगों को कमी आता था और हर चीज में हम इनसे सीखते थे। एक चीज और मैंने सीखी, हाउ टू डील, how to feel and how to heal your patients and yourself in that particular process from her. She was very clear about it that your dealing with your patient should be absolutely superb. Your feelings when you're healing your patients, your feelings should be absolutely great. आप उसके रिलेटिव की तरह से ही बिहेव करें, उसके बारे में उतना ही सोचे जैसा कि वो सोचते हैं. And in this process of healing, you heal yourself. मैं जितना भी बोलता जाऊंगी कोई अंत नहीं है, वो फिर डॉक्टर कला के लिए समय नहीं रहेगा. So with these few words, I'm always remain grateful till the time I have my life, that I will not forget this soul who is called Dr. Kala. So I think a lot of messages for you to listen to her, that she has been a core patriotic, सबसे पहले हिंदुस्तानी हो, और उनका दिल धड़कता है सभी महिलाओं के लिए, और उनका दिल धड़कता है उनके हर पेशेंट्स के लिए. आपको उनका ये एस्पेक्ट नहीं मालूम है कि रिटायरमेंट के बाद कोई भी गरीब आदमी पीजीआई की सड़कों में अगर मिल जाएगा तो मैडम उसको ले जाएंगी राइट प्लेस पे, उसको ट्रीट करेंगी जहां तक इनका हो सकेगा. और यही कारण है कि इस उम्र में भी वो बिल्कुल यंग है, और आप जब आप सुनेंगे तो आपको पता चलेगा. धन्यवाद.
धन्यवाद मैडम. अब मेरा सविनय निवेदन अपनी NIGF की अध्यक्षा डॉक्टर साधना गुप्ता से कि आप भी मंच से अपने ओजपूर्ण विचार हमारे सम्मुख रखें. डॉक्टर साधना बिल्कुल सीधी सादी व्यक्तित्व वाली, सीधे सरल विचार व स्वभाव वाली. आप इस वर्ष फॉक्सी प्रेसिडेंट के लिए इलेक्शन में एक आदर्श प्रत्याशी भी हैं. अक्सर ये शिक्षा में हम सबों को अपडेट रखती हैं, और इसका अच्छा विचार और कोशिश करने वाली ये अकेली डॉक्टर हैं. और आप यूपी के चीफ मिनिस्टर योगी जी के क्षेत्र से भी हैं, मतलब गोरखपुर से हैं. डॉक्टर साधना गुप्ता प्लीज.
थैंक यू नलिनी जी. धन्यवाद नलिनी जी. सभी को सादर प्रणाम. इस बहुत ही पवित्र दिन पे जब हमारा देश अपना 74वां गणतांत्रिक दिवस भी मना रहा है और वसंत पंचमी भी मना रहा है, जो कि शायद पूरे विश्व में एक अकेला ऐसा त्योहार है जहाँ पे हम सरस्वती की अभ्यर्थना करते हैं और उनको इन्वोक करते हैं कि वो हमें सदा सद्बुद्धि, ज्ञान और करुणा के समन्वित पथ पे ले जाए. आज नॉर्थ इंडिया गायनिक फोरम में एक हमारा प्लैटिनम ऑरेशन जिसको हम कहते हैं, हमारा बड़ा सौभाग्य है कि प्रोफेसर कला वशिष्ठ आज ये ऑरेशन हमको देने वाली हैं. और बहुत से लोग जो युवा पीढ़ी है, जो उनसे ऐसे लोगों की जो सानिध्य में नहीं रही है, हम सब उनसे प्रेरणा के विचार लेने के लिए पूरी तरह से आबद्ध हैं, पूरी तरह से एकाग्र हैं, और उनके जो विचार हैं उनको हम आगे अपने देश, अपने क्षेत्र, अपने राष्ट्रीय और अंतरराष्ट्रीय स्तर तक ले जाए. यही हम लोगों की कामना है. तो फिर से एक बार सबको गणतंत्र दिवस और बसंत पंचमी की हार्दिक बधाई. और हम सब प्रोफेसर कला वशिष्ठ से उनके भाषण को सुनने, उनके ऑरेशन के लिए और उनसे जो सुललित विचार हैं उसको ग्रहण करने के लिए और उनको फैलाने के लिए. तो सरस्वती हंस हैं और वीणा है. तो आज हम सब सरस्वती जी से प्रार्थना करेंगे कि हम सब हंस की तरह उनके सब सुविचारों को, जो सारे उनके जो इंस्पिरेशनल हैं उनको हम ग्रहण करें, इम्बाइब करें और उनमें से मोती लेके हम पूरे विश्व में बिखेरें. तो धन्यवाद फिर से. और हम सब आप सब लोग आखिर तक रहिएगा. जैसे डॉक्टर नलिनी ने कहा, बहुत सी चीजें हैं. आज सच में हमारा सरस्वती का दिन है और हम बहुत से कवि सम्मेलन, जो कि कविता भी सरस्वती का हिस्सा है, उसको भी उसी से हमारा इस आज के प्रोग्राम का समापन होगा. तो धन्यवाद नलिनी जी, आपको फिर से
धन्यवाद डॉक्टर साधना. आज के दिन की हमारी मुख्य अतिथि हैं डॉक्टर काला वशिष्ठा, जिन्हें आज यहाँ व्याख्यान देना है, जिसका विषय ड्यूटी ऑफ यंग ऑब्स्टेट्रिशियन एंड गायनेकोलॉजिस्ट टुवर्ड्स नेशन. आप एक्स प्रोफेसर एंड हेड ऑफ द डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ ऑब्स गायनी इन PGIMR चंडीगढ़ हैं. आपको 3 दशकों से भी ज्यादा शिक्षित करने का अनुभव प्राप्त है, जो आपने सफदरजंग हॉस्पिटल दिल्ली तथा PGIMR चंडीगढ़ में रहकर प्राप्त किया है. इंडोनेशिया से आपने नॉर प्लांट इम्प्लांट इंसर्शन की ट्रेनिंग भी प्राप्त की है। ढेरों पब्लिकेशंस आपके स्वदेशी व विदेशी जर्नल्स में हैं तथा आपका विशेष रुझान है हाई रिस्क प्रेगनेंसी व मीनोपॉज। तो मुख्य अतिथि डॉक्टर कला से निवेदन है कि मंच पर आसीन हो इस सभा में 4 चांद लगाएं। अब मैं आह्वान करती हूं NIGF की प्रेसिडेंट इलेक्ट डॉक्टर रागिनी अग्रवाल से, जो भूतपूर्व वाइस प्रेसिडेंट फॉक्सी भी रह चुकी हैं। डॉक्टर रागिनी प्लीज मंचासीन हो, मंच की शोभा बढ़ाएं।
धन्यवाद।
मेरा आग्रह अपनी प्यारी वेरी डायनेमिक डॉक्टर माला श्रीवास्तव से कि आप भी मंच पर आसन ग्रहण करें और इसकी आभा बढ़ाएं। डॉक्टर माला पूर्व में AOGD की प्रेसिडेंट रह चुकी हैं तथा वर्तमान में NIGF की जनरल सेक्रेटरी भी हैं। अब सभी ऑर्गेनाइजर्स डॉक्टर साधना गुप्ता, डॉक्टर रागिनी अग्रवाल, डॉक्टर माला श्रीवास्तव तथा अपनी मुख्य अतिथि डॉक्टर काला वशिष्ठा एवं डॉक्टर शारदा जैन के साथ आप सबने मंच पर अपना स्थान ग्रहण कर लिया है। और आज अच्छे दिन, शुभ दिन, बसंत पंचमी के दिन, आज हम सरस्वती पूजन का दिन है जिसे, तो आइए हाथ जोड़कर मां सरस्वती की वंदना कर भारत की परंपरा को निभाते हुए हम ज्ञान की देवी का आशीर्वाद ग्रहण करें।
वरदे वरदे वीणावादिनी वरदे 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 वीणावादिनी वरदे प्रिय स्वतंत्र रव अमृत मंत्र नव प्रिय स्वतंत्र रव अमृत मंत्र नव भारत में भर दे वरदे वरदे वीणावादिनी वरदे।
अब समय आ गया है मुख्य कार्यक्रम का, मतलब मैडम वशिष्ठा के ओरेशन का। अतः मैं बारी बारी से अपने 4 चेयरपर्सन्स के नाम बुलाऊंगी, आपके सम्मुख सभी चेयरपर्सन्स का परिचय दूंगी। देखिए, यह फिजिकल मीट न हो पाने के कारण यह असुविधा हो रही है, जिसके लिए मैं केवल यही कह सकती हूँ, असुविधा के लिए खेद है। तो मेरा निवेदन सर्वप्रथम डॉक्टर सुषमा चावला से कि यहाँ आकर चेयरपर्सन का कार्यभार संभालें। डॉक्टर सुषमा चावला एक जानी मानी हस्ती हैं। आप ऑनरेरी प्रोफेसर ICMCH हैं। आपने MD की डिग्री PGI चंडीगढ़ से प्राप्त करने के बाद FICMCH, FICOG, CIMP की डिग्रीज भी हासिल की हैं। आपका चावला नर्सिंग होम मैटरनिटी हॉस्पिटल जालंधर पंजाब में है। आप जॉइंट सेक्रेटरी IMA वुमेन डॉक्टर विंग नॉर्थ जोन है तथा आप नाची की अध्यक्ष पद पर रह चुकी हैं। अनेक पदों को आपने सुशोभित किया है, जैसे ऑनरेरी प्रोफेसर एंड डीन ऑफ डॉक्टर डॉन ICMCH एंड प्रेसिडेंट रोटरी क्लब। आपको अनेकानेक अवार्ड से भी नवाजा गया है। लिस्ट तो बहुत ही लंबी है। आप बहुत अच्छी एथलीट रह चुकी हैं और आपको बेस्ट गर्ल गाइड NCC का खिताब भी प्राप्त हुआ है। अपने देश तथा विदेशों की कॉन्फ्रेंसेस में भी आपने व्याख्यान दिए हैं। तमाम वर्कशॉप्स व CME का सफलतापूर्वक आयोजन कराया है। अब आप योग तथा डांस द्वारा लाइफ स्टाइल मॉडिफिकेशन कराकर सोसाइटीज को लाभ पहुंचा रही हैं। जोरदार तालियों के साथ मैम आपका स्वागत है। दूसरी चेयरपर्सन है हमारी डॉक्टर रागिनी अग्रवाल, जिनका नाम लेना ही काफी है। वो तो किसी भी परिचय की मोहताज नहीं है। आपने NIGF की नींव रखने में मुख्य कार्य निभाया है। आपसे मेरा आग्रह है कि कृपया चेयरपर्सन की कुर्सी पर आसीन। अब आज हमारी चेयरपर्सन के रूप में मंच को आलोकित करने वाली अगली ऑब्स्टेट्रिशियन एंड गायनेकोलॉजिस्ट हैं डॉक्टर प्रीति जिंदल, जो MD DNB MRCOG एंड FICOG हैं। आपकी विशेष रुचि IVF, कॉस्मेटिक गायनेकोलॉजी, हाई रिस्क प्रेगनेंसी, रिकरेंट एबॉर्शंस, लेप्रोस्कोपी एंड रोबोटिक सर्जरी में है। आप डायरेक्टर हैं द टच क्लिनिक मोहाली। पूर्व में आप मोहाली ऑब्स्टेट्रिशियन एंड गायनेकोलॉजिस्ट सोसाइटी की प्रेसिडेंट भी रह चुकी हैं और फोर्टिस हॉस्पिटल मोहाली में भी रह चुकी हैं। आपने भी ढेरों नेशनल एंड इंटरनेशनल जर्नल्स में अपना योगदान दिया है। साथ ही बुक्स जैसे माई लिटिल प्रेगनेंसी कंपेनियन फॉर ग्रोइंग अप गर्ल्स भी प्रकाशित की है। आपको वुमेन ऑफ सब्सटेंस अवार्ड से भी सम्मानित किया जा चुका है। ऐसी महान हस्ती का हम तालियों के साथ स्वागत करते हैं।
थैंक यू मैम।
आप अब डॉक्टर बारी है चौथे चेयरपर्सन डॉक्टर अंजिला अनेजा। आप हमारी चेयरपर्सन हैं, कृपया यहाँ मंच पर अपना स्थान ग्रहण करें। आप MD DNB MRCOG FRCOG हैं। जर्मनी से आपने डिप्लोमा इन पेल्विक एंडोस्कोपी किया है, तो USA से रोबोटिक सर्जरी में भी ज्ञान प्राप्त किया है। वर्तमान में आप फोर्टिस लाफ MA का संचालन कर रही हैं और भूत में आप साउथ दिल्ली गायनेकोलॉजिस्ट फोरम की प्रेसिडेंट रह चुकी हैं तथा RCOG नॉर्थ जोन की धन कुबेर भी रह चुकी हैं। आपका विशेष रुझान रोबोटिक गायनी सर्जरी, एडवांस लेप्रोस्कोपी एंड हिस्ट्रोस्कोपी, हाई रिस्क प्रेगनेंसी, रिप्रोडक्टिव एंडोक्राइनोलॉजी एंड मेनोपॉज है। मेरा निवेदन सभी चेयरपर्सन डॉक्टर प्रीति जिंदल से कि हमारी मुख्य अतिथि के परिचय से हम सबों को अवगत कराएं। फिर ओरेशन के बाद बाकी तीनों चेयरपर्सन से विनम्र आग्रह है कि डॉक्टर वशिष्ठा के टॉपिक तथा उनके स्वयं के विषय में अपने सुविचार सबके सम्मुख संक्षेप में रखें। तो चलता रहेगा ये जिंदगी का कारवां, यूं ही साल गुजरते जाएंगे, मगर वो लम्हे जो आपके साथ बिताए हैं हम चाह कर भी कभी ना भूल पाएंगे। इन शब्दों के साथ मैं आगे के कार्यक्रम हेतु माइक थमाती हूँ डॉक्टर प्रीति जिंदल को। डॉक्टर प्रीति जिंदल प्लीज।
Thank you, Nalini ma'am. It is a pleasure to be here and thanks for such a beautiful introduction of everyone. ये मेरा सौभाग्य है कि आज के दिन I am introducing my mentor and a teacher of all the teachers, Dr. Kala Vashisht. इनके बारे में मैं क्या कहूँ, मैम is a gynecologist par excellence. ये PGI में इन्होंने अपनी पूरी लाइफ एक तरीके से इन्वेस्ट की है और एक तरह से वहाँ का कर्तव्य पूरा निभाया है एज अ गायनेकोलॉजिस्ट। और ये हम सबका सौभाग्य है कि आज हम उनसे ही सुनेंगे कि एक गायनेकोलॉजिस्ट का क्या कर्तव्य है। Who could be better to give this oration? Thank you everyone, and now without wasting much time I invite my mentor and teacher of all the teachers, Dr. Kala Vashisht, to give her oration. Please welcome Dr. Kala.
I'm really thankful to North India Gyne Forum for inviting me as an orator, and just to address the young obstetricians as how should they work for the improvement of the women of our nation. Because what I feel, and I'm really overwhelmed by my students, all the three of them who are present here. Dr. Sharda, I really don't know what they all feel about me. I never thought that I was so great. I feel that I'm very ancient also. Because when we started our career, it was absolutely primitive obstetrics. And gynae, of course. And for example, the sutures which we were being given were only the silk or the catgut. And we had to do everything with that. And now, of course, I feel that the obstetrics and gynae is much, much easier as compared to those times. For example, the destructive operations, which were really, I would say, the one would be really technically very perfect in those to carry out the destructive operations. I am very happy that these days those things are gone. And, for example, eclampsia used to be so rampant. There was one room in our labor room which was only kept for the patients of eclampsia. All the time there were 1 or 2 patients of eclampsia in our labor room. But now that is also gone. So this is all the effort, maybe our students. I'm really proud of these. So many students in England also, so many of them, that they are doing so well. There was one boy who was named Harshay. Ashok Harshay was his name. He was just a house surgeon, and our teacher, Professor Devi, she was very particular that we should all take the evening round also. In the morning, of course, we used to take the round as a consultant. And in the evening also, we should take the round and teach all these students at that time from one bed to the other. And when he was my house surgeon for 6 months, anytime in the night I would go, Harsha is there. He's there in the ward. And in the morning when I would ask him any questions, he would know nothing about the patients. One day I went for the evening round and I asked him about some patient and he didn't know anything. I was very furious. And I told him, Harsha, do you think that you are going to just take the round of these 12 beds and do nothing else? What for have you come to this institute? Only to take the round of these 12 beds? Why don't you go to library and you fix some time for the patient and remember everything about the investigation reports and everything so that you can take us around all the patient? Whereas, so that you go up in your life. Otherwise, you will remain a laborer only. That day, he cried like anything. I felt very bad after abusing him. Went to the mess, took my dinner, came back. I wanted to beg excuse of him that I really hurt him badly. I sat in the labor room and I sent somebody. We just call Harsha. I want to beg excuse of him. He said, I'm not coming. Why did she scold me? I'm not coming. Tell her I'm not coming. Okay. I went back to the hostel. And then he went to UK. And he became a consultant in gynecology in UK. And he wrote me a letter from there that, Madam, it is your scolding, because of which today I'm a consultant in obstetrics and gynecology in UK. So that is how we were trained by our teachers. And then that is what we imparted to our students also. And we are so proud of our students. All of us, we feel so good, like Dr. Sharda, who is the chairman of this forum, and Dr. Preeti Jindal, she is doing so well. And Angela Aneja, I used to always joke with her because she was the niece of Professor Wig, who was my best friend, who is my best friend even today. He is in Fortis Hospital and the best known surgeon. I just believe him only in general surgery. So I always used to tease her. That is how I had a very near relation with her. So these things really, I think I put me on some great sky that we have trained such people who are doing wonders for this country and for this nation. And I would say my weakness from the childhood is through my the reading of Bhagavad Gita. In 3rd class, my father gave me my present, Bhagavad Gita. And that Gita, once I started reading Hindi, he gave it to me as a gift. And not a day would pass when I will not read Gita. So that is how I was. Wherever I go, the Gita is always with me. And it is a particular Gita by Dinanath Dinesh. On one side, it is a Sanskrit. On the other side, it is Hindi. And now I have made it a practice that I gift one Gita to all my pregnant patients, even today, so that the child, I don't know whether they read it or not, But from my side, I always give it a gift to them so that the child which is in the womb should be like a good Indian national like Bhagat Singh or like Subhash Chandra Bose, because I love this country very, 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 very much. So this is my own introduction, and the feeling of, I would say, tears would coming to my eyes when Sharda was speaking about me and Preeti was speaking about me. I never thought that I've done something so great. But I always felt that doctors were always, or are today also, supposed to be the cream of the nation. And the cream of the nation, and the head, it always lies, and uneasy lies the head that wears the crown. If you want that we want to become doctors, then we have to know that it will be uneasy life for us. It is not like a life of I slept and dreamt. Life is duty. So it's not beauty, it is always a duty. I woke up and found that life is a duty. This is one thing. So every young obstetrician must know that the life of a doctor is not just to sleep, but to be awake like a dog all the time. So far as the expenditure on our education is concerned, I think my father spent about 10,000 rupees on all my education up to MD. But I know that my country must have spent more than 10 lakhs rupees on my education, because the laboratories which were provided to us in Medical College Amritsar were wonderful. Our teachers were wonderful. All the assistants were wonderful. And till today, I pay my homage to all of them, that if I am something today, it is all because of their help and their dedication towards their students. We had a professor in pharmacology, Professor Gerg, and we were 100 students who appeared in the test. I stood first in pharmacology. So I got 15 marks. He called each and every student to his office, checked the papers himself, and he told every student what was wrong with his answers or whatever, his or her answers. And at last he called me and he said, don't be elated that you have stood first in your exam. I have given you 2 marks only for your handwriting. So I was deflated. That impression of mine was gone that I stood first in the test. That was their attitude. And those teachers were so dedicated that I really wonder that we don't have such teachers these days. I think so. I really don't know. But I'm not really these school teachers, the lecturers and everybody. I always have some tip or other with them, that why don't you teach these students to first love the nation, to first love the country. देश भक्ति जो है वो सबसे बड़ी भक्ति है, बाकी सब भक्तियां उसके बाद आती हैं. If we love our country, for example, now 60,000 of Indians are just suspended or just thrown out of 3 companies, the IT companies, 2-3 days ago, and they are on the road. And if they don't get a job in US, where would they go? They would come back to India. Like in Corona days, 15 lakhs of Indians, they came back to India when they did not have jobs in those countries wherever they were working. So if India is there, then only they will come back here, and we will receive them with open arms, because they are our brothers and sisters. They are our children, and we will love them. But if India is not there, where will they go? So our first and foremost duty is towards our country. If we feel that my father spent only 10,000 rupees on my education and my country spent 10 lakhs on my education, then I am indebted to this country, I'm indebted to this nation, and I should repay that loan or karja, jo bhi, whatever one may feel. In what way? so that we may help those people who cannot help themselves. As far as the profession is supposed to be, it is very noble profession. Noble profession means that we should not be selfish. We should not. There in one of the satsangs I was listening to, there was a story that there was a boy who had met with an accident and he was brought to the hospital, and all the relatives were waiting for the doctor, for the surgeon to come. He was late, and all the relatives were up and about in their arms. What is this doctor? What is this, that thing? And they were abusing him. He came at last. He did not talk to any one of them. He just went in, operated upon the patient, came out and told them, your child is all right. And they wanted to talk to him. He did not talk to them. He just went away. So they were all the more angry with that doctor. How is he behaving with us? And then the people of that hospital, they told them that the child with whom the accident had occurred was his son, who has died, and he is going for cremation after doing the operation of your child. So this should be the spirit. This is what the people expect out of the doctors. That is why I said, uneasy lies the head that wears the crown. We should not be selfish. We should not go after money. We should not go after making our children princes and princesses. But the child who is lying on the road, naked and hungry, we should help that child. That is my spirit. And this is what Sharda was saying, that even today, after my retirement, a lady was sitting in front of a temple. She was blind. She was young. And I used to go there to the temple on Sundays. And when I saw her, one day I talked to her, she was so young. What about your eyes? Why don't you work and all that? So she told me, no, I cannot see. I said, just take off your spectacles. Let me see your eyes. I saw the eyes and it was only corneal opacity. I said, okay, tomorrow I am coming. I will take you in my car to PGI, to Dr. Amit, and he will see your cornea. And if the cornea can be transplanted, you will try. You will start seeing. So I got her cornea transplanted and she started seeing. And she left that begging from that temple. So that is what I think each one of us, it is the doctors only which feel what is misery. Most of the people, the IS officers and all these, they don't think that people are miserable. We know what is misery. So we should put ourselves into their place and see what misery is. What would I like that somebody should do for me? And that is what I should do for the others. Because they are my children, my brothers, my sisters, and my friends, and whatever the relation may be. It's not only my own brother, my own. No, it's not my own, my. There's nothing like mine. Any Indian, anywhere. When I was in Iran, I worked in Iran for 4 years. And then I was in Iran, the people knew that Dr. Kala is there in that particular hospital, and they would call me from university or some other place and all that. And they would just call, Khanu doctor, Hindi umade. If one person, Indian, has come, okay, I will say, okay, send him to me. Because there was a riot, there was a revolution, and all the oil wells were closed, and all our laborers and everybody who was working in those oil wells, they were really serviceless. They didn't have anything to fall back upon, and they just wanted to cross over to Turkey, to go to Europe and get some jobs for their living. So what they wanted was just the fare for the bus or for the train to reach the Turkey border so that they can cross over to Europe. So they would all come to me for all that. So whatever, and then there was a person from Louisiana. He said, I will return the money when I come to Punjab. I said, no, nothing doing. There's no need. You are in difficulty and it is my duty to help you. And similarly, I found a family in Kuwait. Once I was stranded there and I found a family, Indian family in Kuwait, who would help every Indian, whosoever from any corner of the country goes there, if that person is troubled, just go to Mahallats. I lived with them for 7 days and they looked after me like anything because the flights to Tehran were closed. So I had to stay in Kuwait for 7 days. I didn't know where to go because I was alone. So that is the spirit which a doctor should have towards the humanity. The Hippocratic Oath, whatever the tenets teach us, these are the tenets of Hippocratic Oath. We should never forget them. And every office, I from my side, I think that every office or medical institute or whatever, wherever we are, we should put a Hippocratic Oath there so that the juniors who come, they should read it and they should act according to the Hippocratic Oath tenets. We should never forget that Hippocratic Oath was a very, very important. When I went to the medical college, our professor of anatomy, he made us cover our heads with white dupatta of malmal. And then he asked us to take that oath, Hippocratic Oath. So that was the spirit at that time. But I think it is not there at the time. People don't even know what is Hippocratic Oath. And Hippocratic Oath is one thing which is very, very, very important from my side. Besides that, I would say that when our teachers were there, they were not known as doctors, they were known as gods. Dr. Ram Prakash Malhotra, he has had a heart attack, but still he would come at 6:45 for the first class to us, to take the class at 6:45, whether it is summer or winter. And he was such a harsh teacher. And he always used to say, you know, so many horses would run in a race and only one horse wins. And the others say, okay, we are also rams. So you are all also rams. This is how he used to talk. And our teachers, their voice was so loud, 100 students sitting, and last bench could hear their voice, whatever they were teaching. Nowadays, mics and all that, no, there's no need to mic. They would shout at the top of their voice and we would all hear them. Each and every child was so important for them. That was the most important thing. And I still worship my teachers, still worship my school teachers, still worship my medical college teachers, and of course, my MD teachers. So why this change of mind in the people, that the doctors are just research, doctors are not doing their job very well. So needs an introspection in all of us. Why this change? Why this change in the minds of the people that doctors are not really doctors? So that we should prove ourselves, no, we are doctors. Now I would say that actually what matters is the grassroots level. For example, an institute like PGI is overcrowded. Why? Because once upon a time, I went for the inspection of different health centers and community health centers. I used to go every day in the morning. And the conditions which I saw there were absolutely disturbing. There was a line of people, ladies lying on the trolleys, and an anesthetist would come and give them anesthesia, and a surgeon just comes with a laparoscope and he puts the laparoscope 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and he goes away. Before we would leave that health center, he would have left the health center. Then who would look after the asepsis? Who would look after the cleanliness? Class 4 servants. By the time we were taking food under a tree, he would leave. He would come at 10:30. हम उससे पहले पहुंच जाते थे, वो हमसे पहले निकल जाता था. Is this the spirit that the doctor should have? Why? If they want to make money only, there are so many other professions. It's not only the money which matters, or the status. That means they want to become doctors only for status. That is not correct. They should work. I have seen the operation theater in a health center where this this was peeling off. The walls were peeling off and patients were being operated upon there. So, and they believe all the ANMs, they believe all the multipurpose workers, everybody, and that is all fake. That is why India, though India was the first country in the world to start the National Family Planning Program in 1965, it was an utter failure, and it is an utter failure even today. Similarly, the National TB Program, it is a failure. There was a boy who came as a servant. Somebody sent him, you just engage him as a servant to my house. I was going for a walk. My cook went to see him and he said, he looks like, I said, give him a cup of tea and I will come and talk to him. And he said, madam, he looks like a patient of TB. I said, but you have also become doctor living with me. And when I asked him, I came back, I asked him, have you got some papers? There were all the papers with him, but because he was not taking ATT properly, he had developed the MDR. It was multi-drug resistant TB. I supported him. I taught him driving so that I could engage him as a driver and then marry him off so that at least he will have a good, nice family. But of last month, I heard that he has died. He had hemoptysis and he died. In spite of all my efforts, I fought almost with everyone. So much so, the person who was in charge of TB program, I talked to him also. I said, why don't you look after these DOTS centers? He said, you are wasting my time. He said, you have wasted my 15 minutes. I said, how? He said, I am in charge of Corona. I said, have you been able to control TB in Punjab? And do you think you will be able to control Corona in Punjab? Why? Because you are sitting only in the office. You don't go to these smaller centers and say what is happening to the people there, how they are being looked after. Expired drugs are being given to them, and that is what they are taking. So these are my grievances against our doctors. Why shouldn't they take interest in each one of them so that they get a personal care? If the grassroots level people work well, they will the places like PGI, AIMS or anything like that will not be overcrowded, and the doctors will be able to do much more and better work in these institutes. What is this? Why this? This is only because of carelessness and I would say indifference towards the other human being. That is the only thing which I find is a common factor for all these failures at every step. Indifference towards everything, whether it is TB or whether it is high blood pressure in the patient. A patient comes to me and she comes with she was Dr. Preeti's patient and Preeti was away. So she came to me and she had got her urine examination done in a laboratory. In the previous pregnancy, and she had severe PIH, and I told Preeti we should terminate this pregnancy, otherwise she would develop eclampsia. By the time she reached back, Preeti, the baby was already dead. So the whole night we sat with her, both of us. We delivered her. And next time she went to some laboratory in Mohali and they said her urine protein is nil. At 9 weeks of pregnancy, she came to me. I said, no, your urine cannot be nil. Let me check your urine. Checked the urine, it was 3+. I checked it myself, it was 4+. Then I said, okay, don't worry. Leave the urine. Tomorrow morning, bring your urine. I will take it to the laboratory of gynae OPD myself and get it tested there. And it was 4+. That means she had kidney disease. It was not pure and simple hypertension. And then I took her to the nephrologist of PGI, got her biopsy done and put her on steroids. And then she got a term pregnancy. And Dr. Preeti did the cesarean section. So that's it. You know, why so much of carelessness? Why so much of indifference toward the person who had lost her previous child also? I remembered her previous pregnancy. That is why I took her urine and I tested it again myself. And then I took it to gynae laboratory in PGI. So indifference is one thing, because all the time there are so many things to distract their attention. They keep on WhatsApp and Facebook and whatnot, all this nonsense. Whatever technology you have, you should use it properly. It should be put to good use, not to misuse. You go to the reception in the PGI and the person or the sitting at the reception would not know which doctor is in which room, and because she is all the time watching the WhatsApp. She would not even take the pain to guide you which side you should go. So this is our younger generation, and doctors are also behaving the same way, this which really hurts us. A patient of APH, 35 weeks, with great difficulty I took her to 35 weeks, and she had APH. Went to PGI, and they were residents only, 1, 2, 3, 4. The one resident said, no, you don't need any examination. The other said, the lady said, no, she does need an examination. Said, but you can go home. APH patient, she went home at 35 weeks of gestation, 22 kilometers from PGI in the night at 2 a.m. Then I asked Preeti, please, you look after her. And then Preeti looked after her, and she had aneurysm at so many sites in the brain and all other places. This is the, I mean, isn't it indifference towards a human being? She is a mother, she is a sister, she is somebody's daughter, she is somebody's wife. What is it? What is this attitude toward a patient? Are we doctors? Are we IAS officers? This is what resentment I have got towards the younger generation. So the failure of all our programs, I feel, is due to our officers sitting only in their air-conditioned offices and not going to the grassroots level to see what is happening there. I know that when the copper tea came, one copper tea used to cost $70 to our country. And the copper tea was never inserted. Copper tea was just in the register because those women knew that village, every woman who is going to be pregnant, who is not going to be pregnant, reproductive age, they would just enter there, copper tea has been put in. And after 6 months, copper tea has been removed. And all the copper teas, which would cost to our nation $70 each, had been thrown in a river. Is this the attitude? Shouldn't the doctors observe this? Shouldn't they really supervise this? Where has it gone? And I have heard a story that a SMO, he wanted to save the money for the ASHA workers from the ASHA workers' milk, which was given by the government to the ASHA workers' food. He was making the curd himself to save the price of the milk. Is it his duty? He should spare that time and look after the health center. One health center where I was going as just a honorary gynecologist, one friend of mine was doing the pap smear, and she said, Kala, you come here, you do the pap smear for my patient. She was doing an ICMR project after my retirement. It was so dirty. Health center was so dirty. I got it cleaned. In the city itself, in the slums. Nobody takes interest. They just go there as officers and just do their job like technicians and come back home. That's all. Is that so? Should we do that? I don't think so, that we should do that. That is for what? And one person who had PCOD, she came to me as a student. Then she got admission to Medical College, Patiala. Then she still wanted to come to me. Okay. She came to me and I was asking her as to what drugs did I give and all that. Her prolactin was high. And after that, I just asked her family history, and she said, I said, what about grandmother, grandfather, this thing, that thing? And she said, my grandmother had CS cervix. I said, what was done? She said, oh, they just chopped off the cervix. Where? In Haryana. Now, can you just see my reaction? What would I do? I mean, such indifference, such carelessness, careless behavior on their part. Are they doctors? Really doctors? They just want status of a doctor, and this is what they are doing. An own grandmother, she is not interested in her welfare. And here my friend is sitting, my student, Dr. Sharda Jain. When I went to Iran, she looked after my whole family. I handed my family over to her, that Sharda, in my absence, you are going to look after my mother, my father, and whatever, whosoever comes. My Dr. Kamala Dhal, they looked after my family. And here this girl, she was second or third year student, she doesn't know what is the treatment of cancer cervix. Isn't it a shame? Where are they studying? What are they studying? And she was only bothered about her scholarship. She was from a reserved class. She was only bothered about scholarship kam kar diya, hamara ye hai, hamara wo kar diya. She was not bothered about her grandmother. But this is the attitude of a doctor. I really wonder why this difference among the poor and the rich. Why? Poor are not human beings. They are also human beings. They have got relations. And this indifference really gets on my nerves all the time. I keep on. Today, a lecturer comes to my clinic, to my house, and my maid comes with this telephone, mobile report of thyroid function test and serum prolactin. I said, where are my papers? Where I ordered her these investigations, there must be some cause. What was my diagnosis? Where are my papers? No, I have forgotten them at home. Now, what should I do? What should I do? A lecturer. She said, I'm a lecturer in chemistry. This is their behavior. This is our younger generation. They know how to wear the jeans. They know how to wear the lipstick. They know how to wear the diamonds, but they do not know how to, for example, my maid is a patient of SLE. I wanted to change the doctor. I asked Dr. Preeti, Fortis mein koi neurologist hai? She said, yes, my friend hai, Dr. Satbir. So before I took my maid to Dr. Satbir, I said, okay, Lipika, bring all your investigations which were done in PGI and everything. Let me put them one by one on the paper so that it is easy for the neurologist. She doesn't waste her time. In the night, I put all the papers and investigations, date wise, on the paper. And here, this lecturer comes without my papers, and my maid comes with this mobile phone. I said, my mobile is with me only. And what is this? She said, patient hai. And if you say something, then they feel bad. Should they? They should not. I would throw such a person out. Who is not, what is she teaching her students? Why our generations are going to become all the more irresponsive, different towards the human beings? 82 years old person teaching you when you have spent every money on other people, they could not teach you. You come to me as a last resort, and then you don't bring your papers to me. I told her how much time did I spend with you on that day, where I made the diagnosis, and then I ordered these investigations. And she says, I have forgotten the papers. I said, why didn't you forget your jeans? You should have forgotten your jeans only. Why can't you wear our Indian dress? We are Indians. अपनी कल्चर क्यों भूल रहे हैं? हाँ, हम कनाडा जाते हैं, हम कल्चर भूल जाते हैं, वहां जाते हैं, डिवोर्स कर देते हैं अपनी वाइफ को. हम अमेरिका जाते हैं, अपने हस्बैंड को डिवोर्स कर देते हैं. Is this the way? We are Hindustani and we should remain Hindustani. Why should we learn their culture? Only one thing we should learn from them is hard work. That's all. Nothing else. और कोई उनकी हैबिट अच्छी नहीं है. We should be praised. But because of fear of being fired, they do work for 20 hours a day. I have seen them working. They start their work at dusk and they finish their work at late night and come back home and look after their children and their families also. But our women, all the time they are gossiping and chatting. And one woman came to me, she is the daughter-in-law of a doctor. And when she was in great trouble, then she would come to me. Otherwise, she would go to this and that doctor. So she came to me. I said, Bete, every Wednesday in the Tribune, there is a column where it is wellness. Wellness. So different diseases are discussed there. Why don't you read it? कहती जी टाइम नहीं होता. मैं कहा अच्छा बेटे तुम क्या करती हो? जी मैं दोस्तों के साथ मैं गप्पे मारती हूँ फोन पर. डॉक्टर की daughter-in-law. मैंने कहा at least you are honest that you are telling me that you are spending your time only on chatting on phone with your friends. You are not saying, I do this, I do that, I do this. So is this so agar hamari in women are not really educated well and they are not progressive, is the country going forward, Sharda? I don't think so. Any country which wants to become like Western countries, the women should be educated nicely and they should be able to discharge their duties nicely, not when their children grow up, they want the property of the husband and they go away and leave the children. Their daughters, that too, 2 daughters who have become psychiatric patients, just because they want a property, that's all. Money is the only concern in this country. Have we become so materialistic? Why? Why? Shouldn't our women change? Who will help them to change? We, the obstetricians, because we get the most of their time with us. When they come to us, we should treat them and then we should advise them also that you do this, 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 this. Be good mother, be a good wife, look after your in-laws like your own parents and all that. We can advise that also, isn't it? So that is my, main pain in my heart that I always say my mother, see this photo, I said, this is my mother's photo. Sharda knows her very well. She was the most illiterate and most intelligent woman in the country I have seen as so far. That is why I am like her. She never differentiated within her brothers-in-law, within her nephews or nieces, or us. Similarly, my father, he educated 25 servants and his servants have retired as class 1 gazetted officers. That is how I have inherited this property from my parents. And I always say, everybody should, if everybody gets parents like my parents, this world will become a heaven. The whole world will become a heaven because we feel for each other. None of my servants has got that card. Kya bolte usko?
Poor?
Poor nahi, dusra card bhi banta hai. None of them. So I send them. When there was advertisement, I sent them. So no, you don't have the ration card. Ayushman card. Ayushman card. You know, my niece is a dental surgeon. I got her transferred to Panchkula so that she's near her parents who are very older than me. And she left and she got herself transferred back to a village saying, Auntie, there is so much of gapla going on there that I thought one day I would also be involved in that. So I thought it better that I better go to a village so that I'm not caught. What is this? What is this? Why can't we be honest? Why can't we be true to our work and so our duties, what are our duties? Doctors, obstetricians, I would say, not the others. One is that we should, now, of course, I am happy that MMR has come down. The destructive operations are not many. That is a good thing. But do they have clinical sense? Do they have clinical sense? No. They don't even get up from their chairs. They do not record the blood pressure themselves. I was a professor. I had a resident by my side, but I would check the blood pressure myself. Because once in Preeti's clinic, there was a patient in Preeti's clinic. I came, she had high blood pressure, and I came and asked Nazia, what is the blood pressure? She said 140/90. I said, let me check it myself. And the blood pressure was 200 something. Why should it depend on them when I can check their blood pressure myself? They don't want to get up from a chair. A patient came from Shimla. She had a heart disease. And she came like this to me. I said, what is wrong with you? She was only 42 years. She was attending the cardiologist clinic in Shimla Medical College. And you know, when I started checking her blood pressure, I could not. Then I started feeling her pulse. I could not feel the pulse. Put my stethoscope on her heart, and I really don't know what it was. It was shung, 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 shung. I called the cardiologist of PGI. I said, I'm sending an emergency. Please take her in CCU and admit her and please treat her. In 2 weeks' time, she had multiple Holters and everything, but she was fine. After 2 weeks, she came coming to my house with the gift. They don't even put the stethoscope. ECG, this thing, echocardiogram, with this thing, that thing. Why should we depend so much on technology when we should have good clinical sense or the sixth sense? We know that the doctors should have. We should improve our working place. I know the doctors are all the time running after politicians. Why should they? Why should they? A politician comes and tells the director of an institute, lie down on this bed, and he lies down. Why should he? Why should he? If I were in his place, I would have told him, you lie down on this bed. Because they don't listen to us. Class 3 and class 4 servants never listen to us. Because they're giving votes to you, so they are on our heads. You lie down on this bed. I would have never lied down on this bed. Can't we vote like that? We are so educated. We are so, technically also, we can sit anywhere and earn our living. Why should we lick their souls? We should try to improve our workplace. We should try, for example, a girl, a very highly qualified doctor goes to a health center. Goes to a health center. There is no electricity. There is no water. What would a dental surgeon do there? Shouldn't I fight for that? I'm posted here. I want work. I want to work. Please give me these facilities. If you don't give me these facilities, transfer me somewhere else. Can't I say that? No, they have no guts. We are doctors. That does not mean that we are class 4 citizens. We are not. We are much better than them. We are much more qualified than them. We should know. हमारे पास ये बात नहीं है, बिजली नहीं है, तो मैं कैसे काम करूंगी यहाँ पे एज ए डेंटल सर्जन? आप बैठ के जाके आके गप्पे मार के चाय पी के आ जाऊंगी घर वापस 2 लाख रुपए तनख्वाह लेके. Will it satisfy my atma? American science will never be happy. Will it be? So, you mean this is a situation that they have no facilities, they have nothing. And one patient came to me, her abdomen was open under spinal anesthesia and catheter. She came to me because she was known to some friend of mine. She came to me and she said, then I telephoned that doctor. I said, why did you open her tummy? She said, madam, हमारे पास उसे spinal anesthesia था, general anesthesia नहीं था, इसलिए हमने open किया, अब देखा कि ये तो सारा जुड़ा पड़ा है, I won't be able to finish it in under spinal anesthesia, so I closed the abdomen and sent her to PGI. So she landed up with me, and I treated her. She was just a patient of DUB. She landed up with me. I never opened her abdomen. I stitched her, I removed her stitches, gave her hormones, and she was fine. This is what we have to teach them. Please use your clinical sense. Please use your clinical sense. Please use your clinical sense. And if we have got advanced technology, we should make use of that for making the diagnosis of difficult cases, and then limit ourselves is before doing a surgery, before opening a patient's abdomen and then stitching it up and sending her to PGI. These are the young obstetricians who are doing all these sorts of things. So what is wrong is they either with the teachers or with the places where they are taught. Because I went to one medical college in Solon, the microscopes were covered with that hoods. Nobody was there. There was all dust collecting on the hoods. No one had ever touched those microscopes. Is this what they are teaching their students? How would they know pathology slides? What will they do? Learn about pathology? Nothing. Bacteria? Nothing. So what we know is that we should learn properly, we should teach them properly, and they should carry out whatever we teach. So really good clinical sense, or the sixth sense has to be there in a doctor. And I conclude by saying that a doctor should have the patience. Patient should have hope. Till my patient dies, I should not say, oh, my patient will die. No, I will stand by her side, try my best all the time till my patient, of course, I'm not God, so she may die. It has happened with me also. Humility, which is altogether lacking, no humility. Even these days when I go to PGI, they don't recognize me because I retired 20 years ago. They will not even get up and wish me. Even when I say I'm retired professor of this particular department, they don't bother because they are the children of rich people. They hardly bother. Who are you? What are you? They don't care. Then kindness, absolutely missing. Absolutely missing. Confidence, overconfident. Confidence, they are overconfident. They know nothing, but they think they can do wonders. Focus, there is no focus. Whatever they do, they are just like, lost cows. Lost cows. So they are lost cows. And above all, they don't have any compassion. When you don't have compassion for your grandmother, can you have compassion for your patients? No. But they have a lot of ego. Nobody can say them anything. Then there is no unity. All the time, they should compete with themselves. Today I am doing this, tomorrow I will do better. The day after I will do much better. I will learn new things. I will improve myself. No, they compete with others. She should not do this, she should not do that. Why not? This is what we do. And this is what India has been doing. When we are united, we stand. And when we are divided, we always fail. And this is why we fall. And we have fallen. For 700 years, we have fallen to the invaders of one kind or the other because we were not united. So whatever we do, in whatever organization, Sharda would know that Satwant Sivana was junior to me. She became senior to me. I did not crib even for a single day. We were still good friends. And now she has broken her hip and she's bedridden, but I still know everything about her. We always, if she didn't know something about a patient, she would call me. If I didn't know anything about a patient, I would call her. We never had that, competition that I am better or she is better. Never. Sharda would know about it. We always consulted each other. What is wrong? Why should a doctor have so much ego that I can hurt my patient, but I don't want Dr. Preeti's opinion because she's my student? Why? So these are my last words, that we should be united. We should always try to, and we should not blame the system. All the time we say, oh, the system is rotten. The system is rotten. What is that system? Who made that system? We only make that system. If Dr. Raj Bahadur can lie on a dirty sheet, which is not his responsibility, then that means we are bowing to that rotten system. Why should I bow? I would not. I would not lie on that rotten sheet. I would say, okay, you lie on that. Because I'm not getting the votes from them. I'm just getting salary for which I work. That's all. I go home. So here I conclude by saying, don't blame the system. We should try to improve the system by being confident that we are able to do something when we are all united, and we will be able to improve the health of our women in every way, and especially the quality of life. Not only treat the disease and send her away. For example, a patient comes to me and I start checking her blood pressure. She came to me as a DUB. I had just retired and I started taking her blood pressure. I could not take the blood pressure. Then I started looked after her pulse. It was only 40. I said, look, get up from the bed. Go to your cardiologist. Get your pacemaker and then come back to me. So that should be the spirit, you know. You get up from your chair, examine the patient, talk to her, take the history properly. And now anemia is our biggest enemy. We should all wholeheartedly try to even eradicate anemia from our women.
धन्यवाद मैडम, धन्यवाद कला मैम, इतना सुंदर मार्गदर्शन। हम सब लोग निशब्द आपकी बात सुन रहे थे। कितनी सुंदर विवेचना करी है आपने अपने जीवन संस्मरण की, और हमारे लिए ये सदा एक स्रोत रहेगा कि हम आपकी कुछ बातों को भी अपने जीवन में चरितार्थ कर पाए, तो शायद हमारा जीवन धन्य हो जाए। मैडम रियली अंतरात्मा, सद्विवेक सबको झकझोर दिया आपके जीवन संस्मरण में। अब मैं चाहती हूँ कि मेरे जो रिस्पेक्टेड चेयरपर्सन हैं वो अपने अनुभव यदि कुछ शेयर करना चाहे या मैडम की बात के ऊपर कुछ कहना चाहें। सबसे पहले मैं सुषमा चावला मैडम से अनुरोध करूंगी कि कृपया कुछ शब्द बोले मैम।
सबसे पहले तो मैं डॉक्टर शारदा जैन, डॉक्टर साधना गुप्ता, डॉक्टर रागिनी सबका थैंक यू करती हूँ कि आपने इस फोरम पे इतने अच्छे स्पीकर को बुलाया। डॉक्टर कला विशिष्ट, I really say hats off to you. I loved you always. You've been a great teacher. मेरे को वो दिन याद है, I straight away go 55 years back, only 55 years back. And when you joined, Vivi, and I also joined this, Dr. Professor Devi, Dr. A.N. Gupta, Dr. Dhal, Dr. Chakrabarti, Dr. Indu, and we were all together. But I think जो आपने हमेशा as a student हम लोगों को हमेशा साथ दिया, जो हमको सिखाया, वो सारी जिंदगी हमारे काम आया। और जो आपने आज दिल को खोल के सब बातें कही है, सबको इंट्रोस्पेक्शन करनी है, आजकल की यंगर जनरेशन को करनी है। Now I usually say कि let's be the change. आज सुबह जब फ्लैग अनफर्डिंग था तो मेरे को ये था कि let us work together. But I promise I will do my very best. Because हमको अपने इंडिविजुअल लेवल पे जो भी बेस्ट करना है, let us do it, because we cannot change the world. जो हमारे साथ टच करता है, जो मेरे साथ खड़ा है, जो मेरे साथ काम कर रहा है, मैं अपना जो कैरेक्टर है, जो अपना काम, उसको दिखा के उसको थोड़ा चेंज कर सकती हूँ। But we want a real good change in this scenario, क्योंकि the world is going haywire. जो आजकल की जनरेशन बहुत हमसे बहुत डिफरेंट है। Exactly, डॉक्टर कला, yes, we have to change. और ये जो सीनियर्स है जो हमारे सामने बैठे हैं, जो आज चेयरपर्सन और डॉक्टर शारदा, hats off to you. You are doing tremendous work, and I think we all must promise today on this Republic Day that we have to change and we will not stop. जैसे डॉक्टर साहब ने कहा, why accept something which is not good? We should stand by it. Thank you so much, Kala. We feel proud of you. I always wanted you should come and stay with me, but you never, thought of it. But I think you learned a lot from you. Thank you so much, and all the best to you for your good health.
धन्यवाद सुषमा मैम। हम कला मैडम के रियली आभारी हैं कि उन्होंने सिर्फ स्वयं ही मार्गदर्शन नहीं किया, हमें ऐसे गुरु दिए, शारदा जैन मैम जैसे, सुषमा मैम जैसे, जो हमारा निरंतर मार्गदर्शन करते रहे। अब मेरा अनुरोध है कि कृपया रागिनी अग्रवाल मैम, जो कि हमारी एक बहुत ही अच्छी हमारी नेता हैं, हमारा मार्गदर्शन करती रही हैं, वो अभी कुछ शब्द या कुछ वाक्य बोले इस विषय में। रागिनी मैम।
थैंक यू अनीता। नमस्कार कला मैडम।
मुझे वो दिन याद आ रहा है जब मैं प्रीति के यहाँ आपसे मिली। और अनीता, अगर तुम बोलो तो मेरे तो कुछ बोलने का दिल ही नहीं कर रहा है, क्योंकि जो कुछ मैडम ने बोला है ना, उसको अगर हम आत्मसात करें इस समय बैठ करके, वो ज्यादा बेहतर है उसकी बजाय हम कोई कमेंट करके उसको थोड़ा सा भी डाइल्यूट करें। यूनिटी 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 एंड चेंज, और एक दूसरे का साथ और समाज के लिए कुछ करने की चाह। इसके अलावा मैं इसमें से जो मैंने चीजें को निकाला है, उसके अलावा मैं कुछ नहीं बोलना चाहती हूँ। मैं तो अभी एक एक शब्द याद कर रही हूँ।
मैम सही कह रहे हैं। यस, हम इस वाली संस्मरण को बार बार सुनना पसंद करेंगे। मैं चाहूंगी कि ये रिकॉर्डिंग हम बार बार सुने, क्योंकि मैडम का बोला हर वाक्य अपने में एक संदेश था। मैं बिल्कुल चाहूंगी कि हम सब अपने जीवन में आत्मसात करें, सिर्फ प्रोफेशनल लाइफ में ही नहीं, हमारी पर्सनल लाइफ में, फैमिली लाइफ में, ये सब चीजें बहुत हमारे लिए जो है लाभदायक हैं। अब मेरा अनुरोध एंजेला से रहेगा, मेरी प्रिय मित्र कुछ बोले इस बारे में।
मैम बहुत अच्छा लगा इतने सालों बाद आपको सुनकर। अभी भी वही कंपैशन है, वही जज्बा है, वैसे ही डांट लगाते हो, यू नो, और बहुत अच्छा लगा। आई थिंक इट्स अ हाई टाइम. I think what I conclude from your talk, it's a time for introspection. We should, each of us, we should look back and look inside what you are doing and how we can improve ourselves. No point of blaming each other. It's a time to work towards a society, better society. Only then we can bring up. I think ये सबको काम करना है इसके ऊपर. ये अकेला एक gynecologist
मिलके काम करना है.
Yes, सबको काम करना है, तभी कुछ कर पाएंगे. थैंक यू मैम, आपने हमेशा बहुत कुछ सिखाया, एंड आई एम लकी टू हैव यू एज माय टीचर. एंड आप अभी भी वैसी ही हैं, आपका सोचने का तरीका देखो, अगर आप इतनी देर तक नहीं बदले तो हम कैसे बदल सकते हैं? दैट इज द थिंग one should learn.
And I just wish to tell you is that Dr. Kala earned so much, but not a single NP she spent on herself.
Yes.
Always for people, always for students. And she always said, you must know how to deal with them, how to feel for them, and how to heal them.
Yeah.
And this is what, you know, you could see the pain at this age she has for her colleagues, younger colleagues who are not taking care, who are indifferent, who get lakhs of rupees and still they are indifferent. And this is what pains her. And if we just take one word from her, duty and compassion, this word will change. And I remember it very well. She says, when I joined medical college, the doctors were treated as God. Really? Why are we not treated as God? Because we're failing in our duty. We're indifferent. Why people come and come in Dr. Kala's gate at this age of hers? Spend 1 hour and things like that. Naturally, it pays to her, you know, when she writes a diagnosis and you come with the phone investigations. It pains her. You could see in her talk, it was only pain and pain and pain which she has, and she does not know how to put it in words. So the message is very, very clear that, you know, all of us, we are still great profession, we are still great doctors, but हमने थोड़ी ड्यूटी कर ले, उतना ही बहुत.
धन्यवाद मैम, सही कहा आपने। ये जो अंतःकरण और अंतर चेतना को जगाने वाली जो मैडम की जो हमारे उन्होंने बोली, हमें एक गुरु मंत्र दिया है, जो मैं उसको हम बिल्कुल अपने सराखों पर रखेंगे। अचला मैम ने हमें ज्वाइन किया है, मैम उनका स्वागत करती हूँ। मैं चाहूंगी मैम भी 2 शब्द बोले इससे पहले कि हम अपने अगले प्रकरण पर जाएं।
अनीता, थैंक यू फॉर इनवाइटिंग मी। डॉक्टर कला को सुनने के बाद इतना अच्छा लगा कि आज भी दुनिया में ऐसे लोग हैं जो इतने समय के बाद भी लोगों के बारे में इतना सोचते हैं, और इतना अच्छा उन्होंने मैसेज दिया। आई थिंक अगर हर इंसान अपने आप को थोड़ा सा भी उनके जैसा बनाने की कोशिश करे तो हमारा प्रोफेशन बहुत आगे जाएगा। जैसा कि उन्होंने कहा, हमें चाहिए कि जिस मरीज को हम ट्रीट कर रहे हैं ये सोचे कि वो मैं हूं या मेरा कोई घर का है, तो मैं कैसे करूंगी। अगर हर मरीज के लिए हम ऐसे सोचेंगे तो मरीज भी हमारी रिस्पेक्ट करेगा और हमारे प्रोफेशन का रिस्पेक्ट भी बहुत बढ़ेगा। थैंक यू डॉक्टर कला, आई थिंक इट्स अमेजिंग लिसनिंग टू यू एंड थैंक यू।
धन्यवाद मैडम। साधना मैम, आप कुछ ऐड करना चाहेंगी? यदि आपकी आज्ञा हो तो हम अगले संस्करण की तरफ जाएं।
धन्यवाद अनीता। डॉक्टर कला वशिष्ठ, आपके पूरे ऑरेशन को, इट वाज एन अवेकनिंग टॉक and on the auspicious day of Basant Panchami. So it is, medical profession is all about healing, compassion, and we take like from you, yes, and we take from you no ego among ourselves and no ego to the patient as actually. So we promise to you that we will take this legacy to all over country and to the young generation mid-level. We promise to you on this auspicious day, and I have noted down, actually taken notes of everything, and because that will be the part and parcel of our thought process. And with this, it will be an honor to present Madam Oration Plague from the North India Gynae Forum. It will be a virtual at the moment, but at some moment of time, we will come to your residence, to your home, to present that Oration Plague to you, and it will be a great day for us. So, Anita, you stop your slide share. Let me share the Oration Plague. Yes. So, we invite Dr. Sharda Jain, Dr. Sushma Chawla, Dr. Ragini, Dr. Preeti, Dr. Angela. Yes. Yes, ma'am. No. First you pick.
Plaque one.
And Dr. Achla Batra and everyone, all the judges of the poetry competition, that this is the oration plaque which we have prepared for Dr. Kala Vashisht, and at some moment of time we will definitely deliver you at your residence. So kindly join for the virtual presentation of the oration plaque.
थैंक यू मैम, थैंक यू सो मच। अब हम कार्यक्रम के अगले भाग की तरफ अग्रसर हो रहे हैं। तो आज सरस्वती वंदना का दिन है। बहुत सारे हमारे गुरु हमारे साथ हैं। एक बार मैं फिर माँ सरस्वती से कहूंगी, हे माँ शारदे, हे सद्बुद्धि प्रदायिनी, अपने चरणों में कोटि कोटि नमन स्वीकारिए। ज्ञान दान देकर मन विचार उन्नत कर, हम सब की दुर्बुद्धि को नाश कर सबको तारिए। हरियाली हो खेतों में, हरियाली हो खेतों में, सर पर चमके केसरिया, तासा तिरंगे को फलक पर उतारिए। है भक्ति का भी दिन और देशभक्ति का भी दिन, हर भारतीय सुता को अनीमिया से उबारिए। कण कण गणतंत्र का महोत्सव तभी बनेगा अमृत, जब संपूर्ण रूपेण भारत हो गया अनीमिया मुक्त। तो अनीमिया मुक्त भारत के हम प्रयोजन को लेकर आगे बढ़े थे। एक इसके विषय में हमारे NIGF ने इसके लिए एक अनीमिया फ्री इंडिया के ऊपर एक शॉर्ट पोएम लिखने का कंपटीशन रखा था, जो कि कन्वीनर रहे शारदा जैन मैम, साधना गुप्ता मैडम जी, रागिनी अग्रवाल, माला श्रीवास्तव और अर्चना वर्मा मैम, ये कन्वीनर्स थे। और हमारे आदरणीय जजेस जो थे, जिन्होंने इन शॉर्ट पोएम को जज किया है, वह है आदरणीय डॉक्टर अमिता गुप्ता, डॉक्टर नीना गुप्ता, डॉक्टर हर्षा खुल्लर, डॉक्टर चंदन कचरू, डॉक्टर आशा मिश्रा, डॉक्टर विदु मुदगल और डॉक्टर सोमना गोयल। कुछ जजेस ने हमारे को ज्वाइन किया। हम उन सब का बहुत बहुत हम यहाँ पे हम उनको बहुत बहुत नमन करते हैं, उनको बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद देते हैं और आप सबको वेलकम है। मैं आपके भी विचार सुनना पसंद करूंगी, पर उससे पहले जो सारे जिन लोगों ने इनपुट्स दिए, उसमें बहुत सारी चीजों का गठबंधन किया गया था, बहुत सारी चीजों को उसमें इन्होंने कंसिडर किया। काफी टफ इनके लिए रहा होगा, क्योंकि 44 शॉर्ट पोएम्स आई थी, जिनको की कंटेंट, innovative ideas, message it has conveyed to people, whether it was recitable, what was the impact factor, इन सब चीजों के अलग अलग नंबर देके जजेस ने बहुत अच्छी तरह से इसको जो है उनको आंकलन किया है इनका पोएम्स का। सभी बहुत सुंदर कविताएं रही, सभी का मतलब मापदंड करना बहुत मुश्किल है, क्योंकि कला जो है सरस्वती की एक अन्य तरह से पूजा है। तो सभी अपने में मान्य हैं, और मैं सभी पार्टिसिपेंट्स को मुबारकबाद देना चाहती हूँ, क्योंकि सभी अपने में जो है एक जो है प्राइज विनर हैं। सभी जीते हैं, लेकिन क्योंकि एक फॉर्मेलिटी होती है, बताना होता है आंकलन जो किया गया है उसके हिसाब से, तो थोड़े से मैं जो 10 जो टॉप के हैं मैं उनके विषय में आपको थोड़ा सा प्रकाश डालूंगी। तो ये जो 10th विनर थे वो थी डॉक्टर ज्योति सिंह। उन्होंने लिखा, गुलाबी मुस्कान सेहत जवान, हर भारतीय होगा हमेशा बलवान, अब बस यही है अरमान, न जाए अनीमिया से कोई जान। बहुत सुंदर लिखा है। फिर नवनीत कौर जी 9th पोजीशन पे रही, गर्भवती महिला का रखो ध्यान, खिलाओ उनको पौष्टिक खान पान, लोहे के बर्तन में बने पकवान, किशोर अवस्था से ही संभले स्वास्थ्य की कमान।
मैडम इसको फुल स्क्रीन कर दीजिए।
जी मैम। 8th विनर रही डॉक्टर शेफाली पांडे कानपुर से। हम सब मिलकर प्रसारित करें ये संदेश, एनीमिया मुक्त हो हमारा देश, समय पर हो रोग की पहचान, जिससे मिल सके उपयुक्त समाधान। शालिनी अग्रवाल जी दिल्ली से 7th विनर रही हैं। उन्होंने लिखा, जो रखें सबका ख्याल, ना हो उसका हाल बेहाल, खून हो पूरा ना हो हीमोग्लोबिन कम, खान पान गुड़ चने के साथ, आयरन की गोली भी है खानी, तभी जन्मेगी नई कोपल स्वस्थ और प्यारी। सना अंसारी हल्द्वानी से लिखती हैं, 6th विनर रही हैं। सफेद नाखून, सूजे पैर व थकान से एनीमिया को पहचाने, हरी सब्जियां, चुकंदर, फल, खजूर, दाल खाकर खून बढ़ाएं। एनीमिया है तो आयरन की गोली एवं कीड़े की दवा है खाना, हम सबका यही है सपना, एनीमिया मुक्त बने भारत अपना। ये बहुत सुंदर इन्होंने लिखा है। 5th विनर रही डॉक्टर नताशा गुप्ता जम्मू से। छोटा सा है अपना सपना, एनीमिया मुक्त हो भारत अपना, मातृत्व सुरक्षित, नियमित दुग्धपान, खुशहाल बचपन व संपूर्ण परिवार का ख्याल, आयरन भरपूर खुराक खाएं, समय पर खून की जांच कराएं, सिद्ध होगा सुनहरा सपना, एनीमिया मुक्त होगा भारत अपना। 4th विनर रही हैं अनीता गौतम जी कानपुर से। एनीमिया से दूर रहे भारत की हर नारी, सही खान पान से मिटेगी ये बीमारी, चुकंदर, पालक, टमाटर का सूप मिटाएगा एनीमिया का भयानक रूप। अगर खाना बनेगा लोहे की कढ़ाई में तो बच्चे अव्वल आएंगे पढ़ाई में। बहुत सुंदर, बहुत बढ़िया। 3rd विनर रही डॉक्टर पूजा। इन्होंने लिखा है, हुआ है आजादी के 75वें अमृत महोत्सव का ऐलान, पर 57% महिलाएं अभी भी अनीमिया की हैं गुलाम, भूख न लगना, सांस फूलना, थकान, फीकी त्वचा बेजान, अनीमिया की है पहचान। तो इन्होंने फॉक्सी को भी कोट किया है, क्योंकि फॉक्सी भी बदलाव लेकर चला है नाना अनीमिया में। इन्होंने लिखा है कि फॉक्सी ने भी लिया है ठान, करना है अब इसका निदान, बदलाव क्लिनिक का जोड़े योगदान, नाना अनीमिया यात्रा का अभियान। बहुत सुंदर। इन्होंने ये भी लिखा, वीकली आयरन, फॉलिक एसिड और फोर्टिफाइड फूड पर देकर ध्यान, 6x6x6 की रणनीति की ले कमान, अनीमिया मुक्त भारत का करना है निर्माण। ये 2nd विनर हैं डॉक्टर सुपर्णा ग्रोवर। इन्होंने लिखा है, 1 मिनट, 2 सांसों के तार, लहू लाल ही रखना है, भावी पीढ़ी का भविष्य दाव पर, हीमोग्लोबिन को 11 पार ही रखना है, बेटी की थाली को रखना हरा, मेहंदी की जल्दी ना करना, औरत परिवार की धड़कन है, 2 बच्चों से आगे ना बढ़ना। तो इन्होंने अनीमिया मुक्त के साथ साथ परिवार नियोजन का भी संदेश दिया है। बहुत बढ़िया। 1st प्राइज विनर रही हैं डॉक्टर प्रतिभा अग्रवाल गुड़गांव से। उन्होंने लिखा है, भारत हमको जान से प्यारा है, एनीमिया मुक्त भारत लक्ष्य हमारा है, हरी सब्जी, दूध, फल और दाल सब खाएं लौहयुक्त संतुलित आहार, साफ सफाई का भी रखना है ध्यान, खून की कमी से सबको बचाना है, एनीमिया मुक्त भारत लक्ष्य हमारा है। जल्दी थकान या चक्कर आए, हीमोग्लोबिन की जांच कराएं, 10 से कम हो हीमोग्लोबिन तो आयरन की गोली रोजाना खाना है, एनीमिया मुक्त भारत लक्ष्य हमारा है। सो सबका बहुत ही अति उत्तम प्रयास रहा है और हम सबकी ये कामना है, हम सबकी इच्छा है, हम सबका सपना है कि हमारा भारत जो है एनीमिया मुक्त हो। तो मेरा सभी जजेस को और सभी पार्टिसिपेंट्स को, सभी कन्वीनर्स को बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद और गणतंत्र दिवस एवं बसंत पंचमी पर बहुत बहुत शुभकामनाएं एक बारी फिर। मेरी पर्सनल लाइकिंग जो रही वो किसी ने लिखा है स्लोगन, जिन बूंदों ने दी थी आजादी दिलवाई, उसी रक्त के गौरव को हर रंग में दौड़ाना है। स्वतंत्र गणतंत्र है तभी जब निरोगी हो सभी, संपूर्ण भारत को एनीमिया मुक्त बनाना है। धन्यवाद। मैं अपने जजेस जो भी हैं उनसे चाहूंगी वो अपने एक्सपीरियंस इसमें शेयर करें। तो
डॉक्टर आशा इज विद अस, डॉक्टर हर्षा खुल्लर हमारे साथ हैं और डॉक्टर सोमना गोयल, तीन को मैं देख रही हूँ। अगर किसी को मैं मिस कर रहे हैं हम तो प्लीज अपना विचार प्रकट करें। डॉक्टर हर्षा हमारे साथ है, डॉक्टर आशा मिश्रा, डॉक्टर सोमना।
Thank you very much, Dr. Sadhna and the team, everybody, for involving me also in judging the papers. And it was I was really overwhelmed. I had this overwhelmed experience for judging these poems. And it's very important to make India anemia mukt. Now, I noted 3 points. First point was, I felt proud after reading poems that doctors can help community by their Kavitri genes, because there was so much of this poetic genes in them. And each and every line, how they mix everything like a poem, it was really very interesting. And secondly, that all the poems were very good, but yes, some focused on right from the intrauterine period till the next generation production. As Dr. Anita just now told that for the next order, they told about the family planning also. And that the second message was that the girls should not get married early, because Hari Sabji and Hari Mehndi, they should be little, this thing, there should be that Mehndi देर से लगवाइए, first make her anemia free. And third point was, yes, I took into consideration the causes, prevention, treatment with daily intake in their food by the simple, cheap ingredients affordable by all, like lohe ki kadai. That is, I think every house has got that. And with that also you get the iron. And all the poems were very good. I really enjoyed reading them and it was very good. Thank you so much.
धन्यवाद हर्षा मैम, आपका प्रयास सराहनीय है मैडम। इतने 44 कविताओं में से हीरे को चुनना, मोती को चुनना सच में आपके लिए एक कठिन अनुभव रहा होगा। धन्यवाद बहुत बहुत। अब मेरी
एक चीज मेरे को जो सबसे अच्छा लगा वो ये वाला था, 2 सांसों के तार जुड़े हैं, लहू लाल ही रखना है, भावी पीढ़ी का भविष्य दाव पर, हीमोग्लोबिन को 11 पार ही रखना है, बेटी की थाली को रखना हरा, मेहंदी की जल्दी ना करना, औरत परिवार की धड़कन है, 2 बच्चों से आगे ना बढ़ना। That was the best which I could feel.
आशा मैम आपसे अनुरोध है।
सभी को मेरा नमस्कार और बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद इतना इम्पोर्टेंट और जरूरी काम देना। और हमारे जितने कुलीग्स और डॉक्टर्स हैं उन सब में जो छुपी हुई प्रतिभा है वो सामने आई है इस उससे। और इस पे मैंने भी एक छोटी सी कविता लिखी है और मैं चाहूंगी कि यदि मैं 2 मिनट आप लोग का टाइम ले चुकी और मेनली इसके कंटेंट है आयरन, तो क्या मुझे परमिशन है?
जी मैम।
लौह तत्व है स्वास्थ्य विशेष, ये आयरन के बारे में है। बड़ी कष्टकर इसकी अल्पता, समझो जानो इसकी महत्ता, निरोगी रखना इसकी क्षमता। आयरन है ही बड़े काम का, करता है ये काम अजूबा, समझो आभूषण इसे रक्त का, कीमती अवयव यह शरीर का। यूं तो अनगिनतों कारण एनीमिया के बतलाए जाते, पर अपने गांव देश प्रदेश में एनीमिया की कमी ही रक्त में मुख्य कारण बताई जाती, जिससे आती बड़ी कमजोरी, चिड़चिड़ाहट, चक्कर, अंधेरी, छूट जाती है देह कभी तो। आओ हम एकजुट हो जाएं, भारत एनीमिया मुक्त कराएं। खान पान पर सदैव ध्यान, करवाएं नियमित रक्त जांच, भुने चने और गुड़ मट्ठे को नहीं आउट फैशन हम जाने। भुने चने और गुड़ मट्ठे को नहीं आउट फैशन हम जाने, डॉक्टर की सलाह को माने, निर्देशों का पालन जाने, आओ हम एकजुट हो जाएं, भारत एनीमिया मुक्त कराएं। नमस्कार, जय मां शारदे, जय मां भारती। को मेरा नमस्कार।
धन्यवाद बहुत बहुत आपका। अब मैं विदु मुदगल जी को मैंने देखा था, यदि वो है तो वो कुछ शब्द कहे या।
बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद सबका।
सोमना इज विद अस, सोमना, विदु।
हाँ मैम,
सोमना एंड विदु, यस।
सोमना जी।
थैंक यू मैम। सबको मेरा सादर नमस्कार। सब मेरे इतने सीनियर्स, टीचर्स ऑफ द टीचर्स, मैम डॉक्टर कला वशिष्ठ मैम, आपको सुनकर मैं शायद यथार्थ में सुनकर बिल्कुल भाव विभोर हो गई। आपने जो जो शब्द बोले, हम लोगों को अपने जीवन में, अपनी गायनी प्रैक्टिस में, और जिस तरह से पेशेंट्स को देखना है और उनको अपना समझ के सब ट्रीट करना है कि हम उनके को कैसे और भी डॉक्टरी से बढ़ के उनको कैसे हेल्प कर सकते हैं। मैम आपने जो कहा वो बहुत बड़ा आशीर्वाद है हमें सुनना। एंड थैंक यू शारदा जान मैम, आप हर समय अपना आशीर्वाद मेरे पे बना के रखती हैं। एंड थैंक यू साधना मैम और सभी जो इस पर विराजमान है मंच पे। ये पोएम्स का जज करना मेरे को देना रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी, ये भी मेरा एक सौभाग्य है। इतनी सुंदर सबने कविता लिखी है, ऐसा लग नहीं रहा था, जैसे बाकी जजेस ने भी कहा, हर्षा मैम ने कहा और आशा मैम ने कहा कि इतना मतलब गुण है, कवित्री के गुण हैं। और सबने एनीमिया के बारे में खाने पीने से लेके आगे कैसे उसको प्रिवेंट कर सकते हैं, छोटी चीप सोर्सेस के साथ, गुड़ चना, मतलब एवरीथिंग वाज मेंशन्ड इन देयर पोएम्स। एक मेरे को और पोएम बहुत जो मुझे अच्छी लगी थी कि बेटी अपनी माँ के बारे में एक एनीमिया मुक्त भारत को जोड़ रही है कि उसकी मदर को एनीमिया है और वो बेटी कैसे पहचानती है। बिटिया ने माँ से पूछा, क्यों तुम्हारा चेहरा है बुझा सा, भूख नहीं लगती थकान, हो जाऊंगी अच्छी तुम ना हो परेशान। मतलब ये पूरी डिटेल्ड है और माँ से बेटी को अपनी अनिमिक माँ के बारे में क्या उसने सोचा और क्या लिखा है, वो भी बहुत एक अच्छी कविता है। तो सारी ही कविता अच्छी है। जजेस को तो मार्क्स जो हैं वो सब पॉइंट्स के हिसाब से दिए गए, पर थैंक यू एवरीवन टू गिव मी दिस अपॉर्चुनिटी।
धन्यवाद, धन्यवाद सोमना मैम। यदि विधु जी हमारी आवाज सुन रही है तो कृपया ऑन स्क्रीन आ जाएं। कृपया आप भी बोल सकती हैं, 4 शब्द बताइए, आपको कैसा एक्सपीरियंस रहा। मैंने विधु जी को देखा तो था अभी, शायद नहीं है अभी हमारे बीच। अच्छा, यदि कोई अन्य बोलना चाहता है, नीना गुप्ता जी, मैडम भी नहीं है। अच्छा, तो मैम आई थिंक और जजेस नहीं ज्वाइन कर पाए होंगे, हो सकता है व्यस्त हो किसी कारण। तो आज का हमारा अनुभव जो है ये कविताओं के बारे में, बहुत सुंदर संदेश जो हमें प्राप्त हुए हैं। तो ये हम दोबारा से ये वाली पीपीटी नेक्स्ट वाले उसमें भी हम प्रेजेंट करेंगे, ताकि जो लोग अभी हमें नहीं ज्वाइन कर पाए जज हमारे आदरणीय, वो अपना उस पे एक्सपीरियंस पे प्रकाश डाल सकें ताकि। तो मैं बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद करती हूँ साधना गुप्ता मैम, शारदा जैन मैम, मुझे आपने ये अवसर दिया इसको कोऑर्डिनेट करने का। अब मैम सबसे बड़ी बात है, मैंने कला मैम को आज सुना तो बिल्कुल मुझे अपने माँ की आशीर्वाद की बिल्कुल एक प्रतिबिंब लगी है मैडम। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद शारदा मैम, डॉक्टर कला से हमारे को जोड़ने के लिए। थैंक यू सो मच मैम। थैंक यू साधना मैम।
थैंक यू अनीता। और सबको बताना चाहिए कि डॉक्टर शारदा जैन की गाइडेंस में हमने अनीमिया मुक्त भारत के लिए संकल्प लिया है और बहुत से प्रेजेंटेशंस तैयार हैं। और हम इन कविताओं का, जैसे सभी जजेस को लगा उनकी कुछ पसंदीदा थी, लेकिन हम लोगों ने बिल्कुल न्यूट्रल रह के सारे जजेस के मार्किंग की, तो किसी को निराशा ना हो। तो डॉक्टर, हम सारे लोग, नॉर्थ इंडिया गायनी फोरम, दिल्ली गायनी फोरम, एनीमिया मुक्त भारत के लिए बिल्कुल ग्राउंड रूट प्रोग्राम्स, जैसा कि डॉक्टर कला वशिष्ठ ने कहा कि हमको अपनी कंफर्ट जोन से निकल के और ग्राउंड रूट लेवल पे जाना है, वो सारे प्रोग्राम्स के लिए हम लोग बिल्कुल कटिबद्ध हैं। और इस मौके पे मैं एक छोटा सा अपनी अपील, मैं रिक्वेस्ट नहीं कहूंगी, अपील करना चाहती हूँ कि सभी लोग जो आज जुड़े हुए हैं नॉर्थ इंडिया गायनी फोरम का रजिस्ट्रेशन कराएं और इसके पूरे सदस्य बने, इसके प्राइड सदस्य बने, और हम लोग एनीमिया मुक्त भारत, सर्वाइकल कैंसर मुक्त भारत और जीरो मोर्टेलिटी फ्रॉम एटोनिक पीपीएच के लिए पूरे जी जान से कटिबद्ध होके, यूनाइटेड होके हम लोग काम करने के लिए तत्पर हैं।
एक मिनट में मिलूंगी।
यस,
जैसे अभी साधना जी ने कहा, जो भी NIGF के लोग हैं बहुत ही ग्रास रूट लेवल पे वो काम करने चाहते हैं। एनीमिया मुक्त भारत का पूरा ट्रेनिंग ऑफ ट्रेनर्स का सारा चीज तैयार हो गई है। इट विल बी रोल्ड आउट इन February फर्स्ट वीक। इसका इट विल बी डेडिकेटेड टू माय मेंटर डॉक्टर उर्मिला शर्मा एज वेल। 31st of January is her birthday, and I think the kind of contribution which she has made to each one of us, I think ये काम उनके नाम पर होगा। और ये वाली बात है कि we are prepared to roll it out for 2600 members of Delhi Gynecologist Forum. We are already here. I want to tell you, Dr. Ragini, that Dr. Ruby from Ambala had contacted me. I thought, you will make a group in Haryana. They are ready. She said, I would like to take a participation in this in a big way. Everything is ready. Now we have to hand it over to them, and this particular job should be done. Here I wish to just tell you is that on 18th of February, there is a physical meeting. There, one panel discussion is going to be there by the doctor who's coming from Bombay, Dr. Varsha, I think उनका नाम है। उन्होंने पैनल डिस्कशन करना है, एंड
19th को है मैम, 19th को है,
18 तारीख को, 18 फरवरी को। और उसके बाद 2 घंटे का सेशन रहेगा ऑन क्वेश्चंस। 100 questions will be dealt on as far as the vaccination of HPV vaccination is concerned. So each and every doctor has the same knowledge. Nobody has less, nobody has more. So I think, the work has started to empower each and every gynecologist as far as 2 things are concerned. आप तभी ट्रेनर बन सकते हैं जब आप खुद को ज्ञान होगा। So I think उसमें हम लोग का पूरा कटिबद्ध है और हम इसको लगेंगे। पर एक बात बिल्कुल क्लियर है, ये उन्हीं लोगों को मिलेगा जिन्होंने NIGF की मेंबरशिप ले ली है। It will be rolled out to them, and we have plenty people to work on at this particular stage. So I very request है डॉक्टर साहब that all people, senior people are sitting here, see to it that in your place this particular movement of joining NIGF should be there. So thank you very much. I'm grateful to Dr. Kalas. Dr. Kalas is taking a oration. It was a surprise to me by Dr. Sadhna. Then only I came to know that I think Dr. Dhaliwal ने बोलना है, तो उन्होंने कहा नहीं डॉक्टर कला बोल रही है। अरे मैंने कहा कि भाई डॉक्टर कला बोल रही है, तो फिर तो ये बात ही अलग हो गई। ठीक है
मैम, एक मिनट मैम, डॉक्टर कला के साथ में जो प्रीति बैठी है, डॉक्टर प्रीति, वो मेरे कॉलेज की मेरी जूनियर है।
वो हम सबकी मित्र हैं, बहुत अच्छी मित्र हैं।
हाँ, तो वो शुरू से बड़ा।
अनम्यूट करिए प्रीति जी, आपकी म्यूट है।
मैं कहा थैंक यू सो मच। आप सबका प्यार मेरे लिए बहुत बहुत प्रेशियस है, एंड थैंक यू फॉर एक्सेप्टिंग मी फ्रॉम चंडीगढ़। एंड सोमनाथ, इट्स सो लवली टू सी यू एंड सो लवली टू सी ऑल ऑफ यू। थैंक यू सो मच।
साधना मैम, यदि आपकी आज्ञा हो तो अब हम मीटिंग को एंड करें, तो उससे पहले मैं
It's my pleasure. It's my pleasure and privilege to propose the vote of thanks for this evening. This is a very auspicious day. As we all know, it's a Republic Day as well as Basant Panchami and Saraswati Puja, which is celebrated in a great way in different parts of India. First of all, I thank our patron, Dr. Sharda Jain Madam, who guided us and gave us directions for this academic organization. We are all united for academic purposes, for working together for the betterment of the patient, as well as for each and every doctors, because our knowledge has to be updated. Unless we are good with knowledge, we cannot treat well, we cannot treat our patients well. I thank our Dr. Sadhana Gupta Madam, who is a president of NIGF. She's very dynamic and versatile, and it's we have this opportunity to have a very good program today. Dr. Ragini Agarwal Madam, we thank you because you have been helping us in each and every step of organization and giving us lots of bright ideas. I take opportunity to thank our mentors as well. Our mentors, Dr. Usha Sharma Madam, Dr. Professor Kamal Bakshi Madam, Dr. Chandravati Madam, Dr. Meera Agnotri Madam, Dr. Nirmal Gulati Madam, and Dr. Parimal Madam, because they have been our mentors and they always guide us, and we look upon them with lots of inspiration. I thank all the VPs of NIGF, Dr. Achla Batra, Dr. Jaya Chaturvedi, Dr. Amritpal Kaur, and a convener, Dr. Sangeeta Gupta. We thank the chairpersons for the evening, Dr. Shushma Chawla Madam, Dr. Ragini Agarwal, Dr. Preeti Jindal, Dr. Anjali and Neja. And of course, we were very fortunate to have a great illustrious orator of the evening, Dr. Kala Vashisht Madam, who is a teacher of teachers who have really enlightened us on the role that a young gynecologist can play in the progress of the nature. We should all be idealistic and become better human beings before becoming a good doctor. And Madam has taught us how to deal, heal, and feel for the patients. Madam, it has been a real learning experience for us this evening. I thank all the judges for the competition who have spared the valuable time and inputs in encouraging our young participants. Dr. Amrit Gupta Madam, Dr. Harsha Khullar Madam, Dr. Neena Gupta, Dr. Chandan Kachru, Dr. Asha Mishra, Dr. Vidhi Bhotil, and Dr. Somna Goel. I thank anchors for the evening, Dr. Nalini Garg and Dr. Anita Rajoria, who had literally taken us all by their good anchoring efforts and kept us always amused as well as enlightened. I thank all the participants who participated in large numbers for this contest, and each and every one, as the judges said, each and every one did a very good job and showed their poetic capabilities. And I'm sure we all are now committed for Anemia Mukt Bharat. I thank all the delegates who have joined us this evening and made this program a great success. Lastly, I thank Shield Company for giving us this IT support. I thank everyone. Good night and goodbye till we meet for the next session of NIGF. Till then, we will keep working for Anemia Mukt Bharat, Cervical Cancer Mukt Bharat, as well as zero mortality from atonic PPH. That is the motto of the day, and each and every gynecologist is committed to it. And we all will work at grassroots level to make our patients better. And that is what we are committed for.
And today is the day of anchoring in Hindi, and I think always I am motivated by Nalini. Whenever she speaks Hindi, I said, I wish maybe ऐसे बोल सकती कभी. So thank you so much. And
मैं भी शकाश बोल पाती इतनी अच्छी हिंदी.
अनिता रजौरिया भी बहुत बढ़िया हिंदी
नहीं, उन्होंने तो बहुत ही बढ़िया हिंदी बोली है.
बहुत बढ़िया.
Sorry to interrupt you, मगर बहुत ही बढ़िया हिंदी बोली.
So
thank you.
Pleasure meeting all of you.
धन्यवाद मैम.
Jai Hind.
Thank you, Dr. Kala. Thank you, Dr. Kala.
Thank you, ma'am.
Dr. Kala.
सभी
Lovely
गुरुओं को
seeing all of you.